Hello everyone, so today I'll be talking about various types of Raspberry Pi 4 cases. And this cooler right here is probably the best cooler for the Raspberry Pi 4. But this case is very conventional and it's very boring, I think. But there are better options like this case. You could make it with your if you could make it if you have a 3D printer. So all the instructions are on this website. I will put this in the video descriptions below. So it's using the same cooler. So it's a new Ice Tower cooler for the Raspberry Pi 4. And since the case is tall enough, it covers everything up. None of this is exposed. I really don't like having circuit boards like exposed and stuff. It's not very good. I'd rather have it all encased into something like this. So this looks like a standard desktop tower, PC tower. And some modifications were made with the case, so he even added a temperature gauge for it. And you could buy all the stuff here for it. What you need is you need a 3D printer to do this. You could just make this by yourself with a 3D printer. You could print out the case, and this is what you'll end up with after you print it out. Then you have to add all the parts in there, like the studs and stuff, the standoffs. And this guy makes some modifications. He takes the fan out, and this is how he mounts the Raspberry Pi 4 board in the case. And he puts the OLED display, which you saw, which displays temperature and everything. And this has to be put in the GPIO pins for the Raspberry Pi for the OLED screen. And he shows you how to do this. And you could download the stuff too. Like this is the sides for it. And you could also download the entire case for the tower. You could download that. I already downloaded it, and I'll show you. Excuse me. Let me go back to where I was. Yeah, this looks like a very interesting case. It's definitely not conventional. And they printed out the sides for it. And then he mounted the fan for the Ice Tower cooler on the side of the case. It's kind of like it's drawing the air in and it's hitting the heatsink right there, and the air is coming out the other side. And he even adds all the codes in here. This is from GitHub, I think. Anyone could download it. I guess I'll download it too. I might think of doing this project. So the finished product looks like this. So let me show you how the file looks like. The downloaded part of it, like the case and everything. Okay. So Windows 10 does have this feature which enables you to like buy 3D printed stuff. Like this is a case for it, but it's quite expensive if you want to buy it. If you want to order from here, if you have your own 3D printer, it's not gonna it costs much less because you just need to buy the filament for your 3D printer. But you do have to spend a lot of money for a 3D printer. They cost anywhere from like 200 to maybe a couple of $1,000 depending on what you're getting. So I guess if it's more expensive, probably going to be faster. The quality is going to be better. Stuff like that. This is how the case looks like in 3D. Let me get out of there. And this is a OLED screen clip. See how expensive this is? 15 bucks. If you could print it out yourself, it will cost you much less. Oops, that's not it. Okay, this is a side panel for it. Again, 1509. It's a lot. So once you have it all printed out and have them make it, it's going to cost a substantial amount of money. So it's 1509 for each piece. So $45.27 plus tax, I guess. Not worth it. It's just better to build it yourself with your own 3D printer. And you could probably sell them too if you assemble everything together and put everything in there with the codes and everything. You could probably sell the whole piece, everything, the whole kit. So yeah, basically that's another interesting idea for a Raspberry Pi 4 case. This thing right here, the DIY Raspberry Pi 4 case. So that's something to think about. Another one is, so you could buy it from this guy directly, but unfortunately it's all sold out. I'll leave that in the video descriptions also if you're interested. And this is another case, except this one has a duct in it, and you can download the stuff for it as well. You could download all the files, which I did. You just wait and then you just download it. I downloaded it already. I'll show you that. So this case looks very interesting. So it looks like a standard tower case. And this is for the Raspberry Pi 4. And he assembles everything in here like this. I guess it just slides in or something. No, it's screwed on like that, yeah. Very interesting. It's like a standard desk tower case in that you have the heatsink fan here, just like a standard PC, and then you have an exhauster fan in the back that blows the air out. It doesn't look like it's blowing it out, it's blowing it in, actually, the way the fan is positioned. It's a very interesting idea. This is how it looks without the case. That's how it looks. So that's a intake fan, I guess, not exhaust fan. So these are the pieces here, and I'll show you what I downloaded. So that's what you just saw right there. This is a duct. So if you have a 3D printer, you could just use these files and then print it and everything after you have it all set up. So I guess this is a base piece. I guess this is one of the side pieces or something. So everything's here. So I'm just going to save it. So in the future, if I want to pursue this project, I will. And I'll leave this in the video descriptions also below, so you could take a look at it or print it out and do it. This is another Raspberry Pi 4 case. It also uses a ice tower heatsink fan, as you can see. So this is with the side cover off, and the front looks like this. He says it's a 60 millimeter fan, so it looks like it's an intake fan. The air goes in this way. Doesn't show the back, so there's no fan on the back side, so it just goes, the air goes in here and then it goes out that way. That's how it works. But this looks like a very simple design. No frills, no frill design. Interesting. You can select the color here with what you want. I guess they use different filaments, different colors, which is interesting. They have other oddball designs, like this case right here. It's made out of wood, and it has a stand, which looks pretty interesting. It has some kind of intake fan like here. Side panels are made out of wood. I guess you have this part is aluminum or something. Yeah, so those are the things I found out about for Raspberry Pi 4 cases. Mods you can make. I guess if you have a 3D printer and you can print them out and you can get all the pieces and parts together, you can sell them as kits on like Amazon or eBay. I'm pretty sure they would sell very well. I'm sure you could sell a lot of them. Okay, anyways, thanks for watching. My Ace 1000KS 1975 signing out.